So many beauty advent calendars out there on the market right now as we approach the holidays. Which one is worth it? How do we wade through all of them? That's what we're going to be talking about a little bit more today. I do have kind of a series out here where I've been talking about advent calendars. We've been looking at a few based on some different lists that were curated by different magazines and other beauty editors, checking to see do we agree with their picks or not. In those videos that I have out there previously, I promised you guys I was going to bring you kind of a overall summary after looking through all of that of what I consider the best ones. And so today is sort of that video, the best Advent beauty calendars according to Sher. So if that interests you, stick around and we'll dive right on in. All right, guys, so welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Sher, and we do a lot of different beauty boxes, subscription ones especially. I cover the spoilers, unboxings, reviews, try-ons on a lot of them, and a lot of other reviews here. Right now, we're definitely focusing a lot here on the holidays with the advent calendars and some of these specialty boxes. We've been seeing some really amazing ones and good deals. But I wanted to continue on this path and talk a little bit more about which ones are worth it. Now, unfortunately, guys, I really went back and forth on, do I finish this video or not? Do I go ahead and bring you guys the last video? Here's why I'm going back and forth. It's because as I was researching and trying to put together a curated list for you guys, I wanted to kind of rank them too and put everything in order of like my top 10 or so. I wanted to bring you my top 10 best beauty advent calendars that I thought were the best ones. As I started going through the list and all the ones that I was excited about and thought were amazing and I was going to rank, every single one of them are sold out already. And it's only October. So, but we know, I mean, a lot of these really, really good ones, they start around September and they are gone. When they're really good, they're gone. So do I need a whole video just to tell you guys, don't bother, all the good ones are gone? But there's still some pretty good ones out there that are left. And so I thought, well, we'll finish this, but I did want to tell you, it's going to be a little different than what I had earlier envisioned. Just because I think that the best of the best is gone now. And I will kind of tell you a list of the ones I thought were like the absolute top ones and why, but that are sold out. So we can run through those very quickly. And then we'll move on to other ones that I think are like pretty good, but I'm going to have a harder time telling you these are my top 10. These are the best ones. Because there's just so many of them that are all in this pretty good category to me that they don't stand out as much for me. So what I'm going to do instead is probably just kind of go through different categories of like, hey, if you're really into fragrance, here's some ideas. And these are pretty good. If you're really into more affordable, here's some ideas. These are pretty good. If you're really into luxury, here's the ones that I think are either your best deals or have the best stuff, or maybe a little more affordable on the luxury end or something. So we're going to kind of go through, and I want to more curate it for you according to what you're interested in and what you're looking for in an advent calendar. But first, I'll go ahead and I'll just let you know the list of the ones that I thought were amazing, even though this is kind of a moot point now because none of them are available. And all I'm going to do is get you disappointed, right? Or if you already grabbed it, be proud of yourself. So some of my absolute top ones that are sold out. The Sephora one, the Best of Beauty Sephora Advent Calendar. It was amazing. Lots of good deals. And it was only like 99 bucks or something crazy low priced. So many good brands in it that we all know and love. It was fabulous. So of course it's gone. Now you do have more Sephora Advent calendars still left, but they're more, you have the Sephora collection. I've already touched on a few of these in my Sephora video where I was giving you recommendations for the Sephora sale. So check that one out, because what I did there was I had a section in there where I mentioned that, hey, with this upcoming Sephora sale, there's a lot of advent calendars that are at Sephora where you can get your discount on the sale and go ahead and get some of these advent calendars with a discount. Okay, so if you are in the market for one of these that we might talk about and touch on today, definitely, if they're at Sephora, check that out first, because not only are you going to get the free shipping, and a lot of these calendars get free shipping too, but you're going to get the free shipping, but you're also going to get your Sephora sale discount. So just want to point that out. And the Sephora sale runs from November 1st through the 11th, just so you know. Now, if it's not a Sephora brand, you won't be able to start shopping until the 5th unless you are a Rouge member. So keep that in mind. But anyway, so it is sold out. I think it just recently sold out. And then you had the Space NK. Oh my gosh, that was probably the most incredible box I have seen on the market. It was incredible. Now, it was fairly pricey, so it was about $325, and I did advertise this to you guys in my community tab when I saw it. I didn't get a chance to get to it and cover it in time, but I had wanted to make y'all aware. It had 23 full-size products, 35 products in all. So many, like, incredible prices, but that one sold out fast too. Everybody snatched it up because they knew this was such a mix of incredible things. All right, a couple of ones that I had mentioned in my previous videos, but they stood out to me as really good ones. And some of you did grab it, and I'm so glad, but I'm kicking myself that I didn't go ahead and grab them, and they're now sold out. And I have not gotten any advent calendars, guys. So one was Cult Beauty. This was so good. Such a great mix. I talked about it a lot though in, I think, the first video I did. So check that one out if you want all the details, but it's kind of pointless because it's sold out. And then there was the Revolve advent calendar, which was what I had my eye on, and I was going to grab it, and it is sold out too. So we talked about that one also, I think, in maybe both of my videos. So you can get the details on it too if you're interested. Those were some of my major top picks. You also have one, though, that I will talk about a little bit here in my overall list that I think is really good. And it's because it looks like they may restock. So you may want to keep your eye out for this one. And that is the Self Fridges. This is an advent calendar that's going to be $295. A great mix of things. We've got some NARS, some Paula's Choice, some Tatcha, Supergoop, Kadali, Fenty. I mean, all amazing brands in there. Sol de Janeiro, you name it. You got an incredible mix. And it is sold out right now, but they have on their site to stay tuned because it will be back. So keep your eye on that. I will try to keep my eye on it too for you in case it does return, and see, you know, and let you know and alert you. I may be scooping it up if it does, just because I missed out on these other amazing ones. And so if this one does restock, it might be the one for me. So this is one that you're getting 35 products, and of those 35, you've got 22 that are full size. So that's something we've been definitely looking at, is of the products, like how many are full size versus tiny little deluxe or sample sizes or what have you. So all of these are what they have in common, guys, is that I'm seeing you're getting such a mix of really coveted products, very popular, trendy, good products. But then also a lot of the sizes are full and for, like, you know, incredible value, like some astronomical retail value, and then you're only paying a tiny little portion of that. So those are the factors I'm kind of looking at. Another one that I see is actually, I think it's just sold out, because it was not sold out like a day or two ago. I'm telling you, that is the Ulta advent calendar. So they had the Ulta 21 Days of Self-Care, and it is now gone as well. I guess. So this one, we were looking at a $75 purchase, and it was worth $255 worth of retail value. But there was just so much in that one too. A lot of them, I think, were maybe, you had a lot of smaller sizes. I think you had some bigger ones too, though. Like, it was a mix. But you just had so many things. You had Belief, Clinique, Dermalogica, LMS, Kiehl's, Living Proof, Olaplex, Patchology. I mean, the list goes on. Sunday Riley, Tula. There were just so many different things on it that were really good. Quite a steal, and it is gone. And then another one was also the Harrods Beauty Advent Calendar. You had the Beauty Advent Calendar as well as the fragrance one, and both of these are sold out. I think 25 products or so, a mix here. But you had some coveted products. You had La Mer, Charlotte Tilbury. You know, everything was very high end. This was a very luxury one for sure, but it's gone. And I think one of you guys told me, like, you always wait for this one and you got to get on a waiting list, I think. And it just is like practically, you know, very hard to get if you aren't on a waiting list like a year in advance or something. So lesson learned. But basically, those are the ones I can think of that would have been like my top 10. I don't know how many we just said. 8 maybe? I mean, those were basically my top 8 I was going to mention. This was going to be my whole video, was those 8 boxes right there, and they're all gone. And there's a reason why they're gone. It's because they were so good. So lesson learned to me is that I've got to get started on this video very early for you next year. We got to start like end of August to make sure that I get a good list out to you guys ahead of time before everything sells out in September and October. Okay, so now let's look at some things that are left. So let's go ahead and break it into categories. And the reason that I want to break this into categories is because I think that those like kind of almost like 8 or I don't know, 7 or 8 or so, they were my top ones because they encompassed a bunch of different beauty brands. They were a compilation of a lot of different things. So it was like a mix of beauty. And that's probably more something I look for and that I think is just what a lot of folks are looking for. But then you have a lot of separate boxes that are just one brand at a time, or it's one niche at a time, like fragrance, one thing like candles or what have you. So the rest of these boxes are going to kind of depend on what you're looking for. All of these that are left are kind of more of your specific things for what you're looking for. Or if you have a particular brand that you love their items, is it going to be a good one for you? So I'm trying to kind of present to you guys a running list of things that I've seen. We're not going to rank them because there's too many of them. These are not necessarily like my best ofs. It's the best of what's left. And I have not included all of the different advent calendars out there because I don't necessarily think that every advent calendar out there, while exciting, and while you might love some of them just because you love that brand, I still don't necessarily think it's the best deal. For example, Charlotte Tilbury. Charlotte Tilbury is on everybody's list, Allure's list, I think, Elle's, Vogue's, like a lot of the lists that we looked at, Charlotte Tilbury was right there, like towards the top. But when we really broke it down, and I even have a whole video on hers alone, it really wasn't that great. You know, just savings wise, you weren't getting a lot of full size products. So I'm going to kind of touch on things that I think are still, you know, you're still going to get a deal out of it. Still pretty decent as far as, you know, it's probably worth it, but it's all going to depend on like, is it worth it to you and what you're looking for. So let's go ahead and start off with more on the affordable side. If you're looking more just for fun little gift one. So one of the ones that stand out to me is the Target Advent Calendar. So check it out. It is available through Target and it is $20 for this Advent Calendar. So everything in here is going to be worth a little over $70 worth of retail value, but for $20. So a decent deal. A lot of it is minis though. You're not getting a lot of full sizes. I think there was maybe things like beauty blenders that would be a full size, but for the most part, it's mostly going to be minis. I have things like Bioderma, NYX, e.l.f. is in there. I know you're getting the Power Grip in there as one of them. You're getting some NYX Butter Gloss. You're getting another NYX product. I can't remember what it was. You're getting Neutrogena wipes, a beauty blender. One of the e.l.f. products that I noticed, I think is going to be full size. I couldn't quite tell, but it looked full size, and that was, I think it's the setting spray. Yeah, like the self-setting mist or what have you. I think it might have been full size. So overall, like a fairly good mix, but it is, you know, drugstore products and everything. But it would be a nice, neat little gift idea, a nice Advent, like drugstore version Advent calendar to gift yourself or somebody else, I think. Now let's talk about sort of some mid-level range, but, you know, good brands, but they're maybe not like considered, I don't know, they're like more specialty ones that you might not have considered or ever heard that were out there or knew about. So let's talk about those. They may not necessarily be more affordable, but just really fun, different brands. One of those is going to be FabFitFun. Like, I'm like, should I include this or not? Because this kind of still, like, if you are a member of FabFitFun kind of thing, but I did just want to touch on it. There is a FabFitFun advent calendar that's not just the membership box. So this one's about a $90 one, and you're getting $351 of retail value. You're getting 12 full-size products in there. You're going to get some Fenty, Tower 28, First Aid Beauty, Thrive Cosmetics, like several items like that. A lot of the same types of things we see in FabFitFun. I don't think this is one where you make the choices though, like we do with our actual boxes. I don't think it's a customized thing. I think it's just, this is what you get in the box, going for about $90, but 12 full-size products. So if that's of interest to you and you're a FabFitFun member, check that one out. And similarly, we have the Plouise advent calendar. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, I don't think you have to necessarily be signed up for like their budget box subscription to get this. I think this is just a separate order. They actually have an entire YouTube video out there that they have done giving you a full tour of this calendar. So I'm not going to walk through everything with you on it. And it is very expensive, but I'll link it down in my caption so you can watch that video if you want to see the whole thing. Last I checked, it was not sold out, which I'm very surprised about, but they do have the full tour for you. I think there's a lot of influencers that may have already gotten theirs and are previewing it, but at this point it's more of a pre-order, and it's $318 if you're in the US. Shipping is always a nightmare here. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all that. I still have not gotten my September budget box from Plouise, okay? Once you get their stuff, it is incredible. It is wonderful, but there's a lot of shipping issues. So if you're willing to put up with the shipping and it not even possibly getting here by the holidays, I mean, that could be the case. I'm just going to warn you. It looks amazing and exciting, and so much stuff. Like, there's just so much in this box. I can't even name it all. It's incredible. So go check that video out if you're interested in it. Like I said, I'll link it down below if you want the Plouise one. All right, now let's start going through just kind of specific brands themselves that are more like within a specific niche, I think is how we'll break it up. So let's talk some of the skincare, like really good skincare brands, or like dermatologist type brands, that kind of thing. Now, I will mention that we did a whole video on the Derm Store holiday. It's kind of an advent calendar, but kind of not. It's like the holiday chest, and it's been mentioned in a few other advent calendar lists. So I'm going to consider this an advent calendar. This is actually a really good deal. I have a whole video covering it. If you want to check it, I'll link it here for you. But this one's a lot of good skincare brands mixed in it. There was a couple of hair products, but it was just a couple of Oribe. Are we saying that right? Oribe products. There were minis. The rest of it was skincare, I think, if I'm remembering. Maybe there was a couple of lip glosses. But for the most part, it was skincare, and it was fantastic. I think it was like a $900 retail value for about $175. So if you're really into good skincare, that is a great idea. But some other very specific, just one brand at a time skincare boxes. The first one that I will mention is like one of my favorite skincare brands of all, and I actually do still have my eye on this one, and that is Elemis. So it's a little pricey, but oh my gosh, the mix of things in here are incredible. I really, really, really think this is a wonderful value box. So this is the Elemis Advent Calendar. It is $300, but it has $770 worth of retail value in it, and it's 25 products. A lot of their best stuff, all of the best from Elemis. You got the cleansing balms, you got Pro Collagen, I mean, marine cream, you got you got it all the good stuff. So it's not all full sizes though. Okay, next we have the Clarins Advent Calendar. I'm so surprised at how affordable this is. Only $95, and you're getting a $216 retail value. Now, the only drawback with this one is it looks like it's pretty much all minis in it. You're getting a 12-piece set, so it's a 12-day Advent Calendar, but I love Clarins. I love their skincare. They've also got their lip oil in there too, which is amazing. But it is all, I think, mini sizes. But still, considering that it's a fairly like luxury, good skincare brand, I think that's excellent. That is still under $100 for what you're getting. Just it's going to be a lot of little minis though. We also have Glow Recipe, which there's a lot of skincare picks in here. They have the 12 days of glow. You're getting 12 gifts. This one's also pretty affordable too, only $95. And the retail in this one though, there's not quite as huge of a difference as in the last one. This one's going to retail for $175. But, you know, that's still almost like half price, you know what I mean? So you're getting almost 50% off with that. And two of the products in there are full sizes. One is the Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist, and the other one's the Strawberry BHA? Yeah, BHA Pore Smoothing Blur Drops. So with this one, you got a lot of minis, but a couple full sizes. I mean, not bad deal when you're considering you're getting almost like half off of all these products. And especially if you're a Glow Recipe girl like me, that's a pretty good one. There's also this Stalvania, and I don't know if I ever say this right because I see the word, but I don't know how you pronounce it. So excuse me if I'm butchering it, but Stalvania, something like that. Advent calendar. I think a lot of these brands in here is like a K-beauty brand. You're seeing a lot of the really popular viral things that have gone crazy on like TikTok. You've got some Turtur in there. The rice milk toner, like a lot of these I see out there as very popular, really good skincare picks. And they have an advent calendar sampling all this for about $179. So another one I don't think that has sold out. So something to check out if you're really into these like K-beauty picks like this. All right, we've got Evlom or Evlom. I always say it wrong too, but such a good brand. So many good things with them. They've got one out there, guys. It's a 12-day one, $247, and so 12 items, 12 days, 12 items, a retail value of $585. There's only one full-size product in there, though. That one is the Radiance Retinol Serum, but that one product alone is worth $185 by itself. So almost pays for the box, almost. I mean, not quite. But yeah, like just that one alone is worth like a good bit of the box right there. The rest of them are all like deluxe type sizes. However, it's Evlom. It's a lot of their good stuff, some of their best of the best. So something to really think about too. A little bit higher price than these just $90 ones, but still such a good brand. Similarly, you've also got Lancer has an advent calendar. They've got 12 products in theirs, $125 for this one. But it's $351 worth of retail value. So again, you're looking at more than like a 50% discount here in these products. Only one of those is full size also, and that's going to be the Method Polish. The rest of them are all pretty much minis, but still, if you're really into Lancer, it's another good one. You know, just some of these really good skincare picks. So similarly, you've got L'Occitane, however we say it. I always butcher it, I know. Another one, we've talked about this one before, but I still have my eye on it because I really love it. And I think this one was a lot more affordable. Was it like 60 something? I'll put that price on the screen because I've already covered it a couple of times before in the other videos. And you can find L'Occitane at both Sephora and get your discount there on it, or you can find it on Amazon also. It's very popular and out there everywhere. And I think it might be kind of a lot of the same stuff every year. But if you're an L'Occitane lover, good time to snatch up a lot of their best stuff. You also have that Kiehl's Mini Advent Calendar. It's at Sephora. You're getting, I think it's $99, but you get $169 worth of stuff in it. I have absolutely fallen in love with Kiehl's. So for me, it's like very much worth it. You know, it's just the chance to kind of expand. Even though they're like kind of mini sizes, it's still like some of the best skincare of your life. There's also that Paula's Choice one. This one's also at Sephora, just so you know. So use your discount once again on the sale. Paula's Choice is great. I don't think everything is full size, but it kind of looks like there could be a couple of full size ones in there. Like it looks like her exfoliant could be a full size one, but it's gonna be $79, and your retail value amount on this one, on this box, is $139. So not quite like 50% off, but maybe what, like 40% off might be, like 40%. on the savings there, so not too bad, and some good skincare if you love Paula's Choice. There's also the Dermalogica Advent Calendar, which is another, derm type skincare brand, a very good one. I've done a few things from them and worked with their brand before. The calendar is going to be $225 for a $571 retail value. You can get this one through the derm store also. You are looking at a lot of smaller sizes, but you've got a lot of stuff in it. I think I'm counting like 20 items in it, so not bad. And for this brand and types of the mix that you have in there. All right, now let's touch on, I think that was covered a lot of these specialty skincare ones. Let's touch a little bit that are like one brand at a time also, but more of a mix of things, like it's maybe makeup and skincare, but still along the brand, that I think are just kind of mid-range prices. One is MAC, we've already talked about. So I did cover MAC before, but I still felt like it was a pretty good value. Certainly not as huge of a steal as all these sold out ones, but MAC, it had some good stuff. You had a lot of savings in there, almost like half off or something, but it was a lot of lip products, which, MAC, if I was going to buy stuff from MAC, it would probably be a lot of lippies. It ended up being a lot of like repeats for me, but I think that it was a good range of things if you're particularly interested in MAC. And then similarly with Benefit, they had that Benefit Advent 1-2. We talked about it, and I thought it was pretty decent because you had a lot of your best sellers there, the best of the best of Benefit, but you did have a lot of minis. You didn't have as many full size. You did have a few full size, but a lot of minis in it. But I thought, it was decent. Like the price wasn't too bad for what all you were getting. So again, all of these are just sort of like, if you love the brand and you are really interested in those things and want to kind of finally, take that step and grab a lot of their best ofs, it's a decent deal to go after. We also have the Kylie Cosmetics one, but a lot of folks on my channel I've noticed are not Kylie Cosmetics fans at all. So I just figured I'd mention it, but we won't touch on it too much. That one's out there as well as kind of that medium, another box to look at. I think that was a lot of your middle range, not like too, like they can be kind of luxury, but not like always considered luxury categories. Before I run into like the more luxury, I'm going to save that for the end. Before I do that, we're going to touch on a little bit of other specialties. So we're going to look at fragrance ones real quick. So if you don't know, Victoria's Secret actually has an advent calendar. It's their Victoria's Secret Bombshell fragrance advent calendar. Now they have mostly fragrance, but they do have a couple of lip glosses also. You are going to get more of a full size in their Bombshell perfume. It looked full size. It looked about like my size. So I think you're going to end up with a full size of this one. Then the other fragrances, which a lot of them were in the Bombshell line too, but there's different spinoffs of this. You're going to get more of those in like minis and travel sizes, and then a couple of lip glosses as well. So I figured I would point that one out if you're a Victoria's Secret girl. One is $210. You're also going to get like the shimmer mist, some bath bars, and the glosses. So a couple other things that aren't just the fragrance, but a mix of the Bombshell fragrances as well. And then you're also going to have Sol de Janeiro. They have an advent calendar. This one is $232, but the retail value on it is $364. So not too bad also, especially if you love a lot of the Sol de Janeiro stuff. This is a lot of the body pieces, 12 pieces. So you're going to get 5 are actual fragrances, like perfumes. 4 are like body creams. You've got a leave-in conditioner, a hydrating body wash, and a body oil. And one of them's like my favorite body oil that I own. I think it does include this one in it. So very exciting. So, if you're a Sol de Janeiro girl, they do have an advent calendar. So very exciting. We've also got the Maison de, I never say it right, Maison de Margiela, the one that does like the replica fragrances, which I absolutely love and I've fallen in love with, by the way. They've got one, and this one is one of the ones at Sephora, so you can use your Sephora sale discount, going for $120, but the only thing is that it retails for $169, so you're not getting a huge amount of savings with this one, honestly. This one is kind of more just like if you're really into these and you've been wanting to get these fragrances, they've got a selection of some fragrance and some candles, and you're going to save a little bit. You're going to save what, like 40 bucks or so by doing it as an advent calendar. And then if you stack your Sephora discount on top of that, that's where I guess you'll save extra. So, but I wouldn't say it's like the biggest deal of the century on this box, even though this would be more what appeals to me, honestly. Then we've also gone over the Voluspa candles before. Those are also there at Sephora, as well as the Glassworks fragrance too. I think that was like a $300 one. So we've already covered those before if you want to check them in that other video. Again, just I think these are deals if you're really into that particular fragrance. Carolina Herrera has an advent calendar out there too. This one is $170. It's 12 pieces, but everything looks like they're minis. So I don't know. I don't feel like this one is super ultra crazy deal personally, but I figured I'd mention it because I do love the Carolina Herrera fragrances that I've tried and have wanted to do more good girl perfumes, and they're definitely on the list of all the perfumes. So I'm still considering that one. Similarly, you have the Juliet Has a Gun fragrance. We've talked about this one a lot. And this is an advent calendar, even though it's called not an advent calendar, just like Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume. And it's some of the fragrances too. It is going to be a $160 one. Retail value, I think, was $200. So not a lot of savings either, honestly. I don't know. But I figured I'd still mention it that they have these out there because these are a couple that I have not heard as much about out there. There's not as much buzz about, so I wanted to just make you aware that they exist. But would I say that they're the best savings? Not necessarily. So yeah, I mean, these are options, but I don't feel like your fragrance ones are like the huge heavy hitter deals personally. It's going to be like, do you love that? It makes great gift ideas and a great way to like have like your discovery sets. But honestly, you could go buy discovery sets as opposed to these, you know? Because in a lot of these, you're getting a mini version of them. So to me, I'm like, is that the collection that you want to have just little minis? You know, you could go out and just get discovery sets of a lot of these and make those gift ideas, you know? Like personally, that's kind of how I feel. I don't feel like some of these fragrance ones are as great because other than they're just decorated for Christmas and holidays or something, as opposed to make your own little advent calendar out of getting them a discovery set and put it in fancy holiday wrapping paper. that's my tip, you know? But anyway, okay. I think that was a lot of the fragrance, but then there's also, really quickly for lips, they have the Laneige, lip advent. And this is a pretty good one with different like lip masks and sets, and you're saving a little bit by getting a whole like bundle. And this is a great gift idea. I've actually done this before several times as like one of my favorite things to gift people at the holidays and I need presents for them. So that's another one at Sephora to use your discount on. And then in hair, you have Kitsch. I don't know if I say it right either. And this is like fun hair products that are not necessarily your hair care. It's more hair tools and stuff. You're going to have like things like hair clips, satin pillowcase, I think was one of the ones that comes in it. A non-heat curling set, you know, just styling tools and things like that. But it's all full-size products. It is 12. So 12 full-size products and it's $99 and it is a retail value of $140. So saving a little bit there, but just wanted to mention that was kind of a unique one because it's more like your hair products, but they're like different fun tools and hair tools to give people. Those are a lot of the more like within the niche things. Let's touch on real quick some stores that have advent calendars. These are all pretty much luxury ones, but there's a few that are like decently priced. Well, I don't know if the Macy's Glow Up Beauty Advent Calendar has been mentioned in any of the lists I've seen. And I was like, why not, guys? Now, it's a lot like getting the Macy's Beauty Box. So if you're a Macy's Beauty Box subscriber, you're familiar with it. It's all sample sizes. It's a great way to try a lot of different luxury beauty, but they just kind of have an extended version of it as an advent calendar. And it's a lot of the same stuff we get in our Macy's Beauty Box. but it's like 25 pieces. I mean, you're getting ABH brows in there, you're getting Bumble and Bumble, you're getting Clarins, Kiehl's, Laura Mercier, Lancer. I mean, a bunch of really good stuff, but they are all samples, but 25 different pieces for about $64. And it retails though for a total of $240 retail value. So really good deal there. Great savings and so affordable. I mean, most of these boxes are not under $100, but then you're going to be able to give a sample of so many amazing brands for like $64. So I don't know why this one hasn't been mentioned more. I'm like, what is the catch? What am I missing here? If anybody knows more about this box, but it looked like a great steal to me, and it's still there. It's not sold out. So check that one out. All right, but then we've got Neiman Marcus that has one. This was a little pricier. They have got, well, they had a couple of different boxes, but the one that I'm seeing now, I should have put under fragrance. They have their 12 days of fragrance, and this is a $375 retail value. 12 different fragrance samples, so it's a lot of sample sizes, but for $155. But it's all, you know, your high-end stuff. One of them did include that Bond 9 fragrance that I just got in the Allure Best of Beauty holiday box. It's amazing, and it is becoming a favorite scent. I love that one. You've got Byredo. So several, like, it's all like very high-end luxury, you know, fragrances. So even when it's samples, fragrances really add up. It's gonna be worth a lot. And you're getting it for $155, which is still like over half the retail value. So if this is something you're very into, you are getting a big deal on it, but it's all sample sizes. And then you've also got Saks Fifth Avenue Advent Calendar. And this one's $295. So this one is 25 different pieces. And this is where, like, I feel like you're getting a pretty good deal because everything in it is fairly high end. You got La Mer in there, you got Guerlain, Dolce & Gabbana, Sisley Paris, you got some Charlotte Tilbury, you know, Byredo. You got a mix of a lot of luxury high end things, but they are seeming to be a lot of mini sizes. But you still seem to have some decent sizes. Like, they don't look like they're just tiny little samples. But for 25 different luxury items, that is not too bad. And I even see some like Gucci in there, some Guerlain. I mean, you got some pricey stuff. It retails for $540. So yeah. Now, actually, one site is telling me $295 is the cost of it, and another site is $225. But still, like, the retail value, like, that's a good bit. That's a good bit of savings, I think. Okay, and then now let's talk things that are specifically luxury. But the first one I'm starting off with is really, there's a couple that are not badly priced, I think. So you've got the Lancome Advent Calendar, and I'm a Lancome girl, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. But in this one, I mean, I really think this is this is actually a better value than a lot of luxury ones, okay? You got 24 items, and 6 of those are full size. A lot of them are like just minis. And the retail value for it is $693, and you're getting it for $190. So I'm like, if y'all are gonna go luxury, I recommend Lancome. And they have a lot of my favorite, like, a lot of Lancome's products are my ride or die products. So, and they have a lot of them that are like my hardcore ones. Now, they do include some fragrance, like La Vie Belle is, you know, a couple of repeats in there, like perfume. So there's a lot of things that are like repeat for me, but you've got skincare and fragrance and just a little mix of everything. So I'm loving that one. Estee Lauder, you got 24 different items for $275. Now, a lot of these are travel sizes. So I'm seeing mostly travel. You are getting a mix of some skincare, some of their best of best skincare, and kind of like their classic ones, and you're getting a little fragrance in there too. The primer, some mascara, so a little mix of everything. Retail value total overall is $559. So, and still not bad, guys. I mean, that's like about half also, right? Or more than that, or almost. Yeah. So, I think that's another pretty good deal if you're looking, if the particular things on this list are things that you are interested in Estee Lauder. So then a few others that we had already mentioned before in those other videos, we had YSL, which wasn't too bad either. I went through all of this before too. I thought it was pretty fair. You got a lot of products in that one too, and there was even some full-size ones in there. You had the Sisley Paris that all of the like magazines and stuff keep mentioning. This one was so outrageously expensive though, but you've got a Sisley Paris cult following, I think, that is down with that. I didn't particularly see as much value. And you have that, the Guerlain, again, if you love Guerlain, I mean, they had, the packaging was just gorgeous on that one, so I would be drawn to it for that. But would I pay those outrageous prices? I don't know. You had the Bobbi Brown that wasn't too bad either. We mentioned that one. It was a decent deal, and that was on the lower end of these luxury boxes. And we had Dior, which I absolutely love my Dior, but it was a lot of tiny little sizes in there and a huge price tag. Like, I would love it. I'd be so drawn to it, but do I feel like your value, that's the greatest value one? Not necessarily. So if I had to pick the ones that I think are the best deals, that are just, they're beyond expensive, but they're the best deals, like the savings that you're getting in them. If you love those brands and you have the money to spare, the two that I would choose in luxury that I think are the best bang for your buck is going to be that Liberty Advent Calendar. So let's take a peek at that and we've already gone through it before, but we'll just rehash it. So this one was $345. So still, I mean, not at the top compared to the others, but $1,550 worth of retail value. So all like luxury products, it's got 28 products in it. 18 of them are full sized. You got La Mer in there, you got Skin Rock. So just, you know, great brands in there, very high end, and you are saving like $1,200 on this box. Incredible, incredible. And then the other one was that Dr. Barbara Sturm. All in brand, you know, but very good skincare. So if you're really into that one, now this one's very expensive though, $560. However, the retail value on it was $1,863. So think about what you're saving there. If you have the money for this. Most of us don't, but if you're lucky enough to, and if that is your brand and you love that skincare. And then this one was another one, had a good like 24 items, 20 something items in there. Yeah, 24. I think it's 24 days and a mix of a lot of different, especially skincare. You know, I should have mentioned this one under the skincare section. Sorry guys, but it's so luxury and so expensive that I figured the luxury section was probably good for it. But this is one of those that's sold at Sephora. So save it for the Sephora sale, guys. Phew, so we covered a lot. And so again, this video was not at all what I had envisioned. I really was only going to bring you like the top 10. But since the top 10 was sold out, it became all right, what's the next top 10? Well, there's not really, because it's all so specialized and niche down, or like it just depends on what you're looking for. I feel like all the ones that really sold out were kind of the best like umbrella of all the things you might want to try in beauty for such an incredible deal. And that's probably why it all sold out. So these other ones, it's started to come down to specific brands or specific niches or specific luxury prices or something. So hopefully it was still helpful. So this was Sher's, I don't even know what to call this video anymore now. This was not Sher's top 10. This was not Sher's best of the best, but this was Sher's best of what was left in each category. If that makes sense. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap it up here. I know it turned into an extremely long video again, but this is probably going to be our last one in the Advent Calendar series. Let me know what you've picked up or are picking up. And now I'm not really sure what I'm picking up or if I'm picking up something because my favorite ones are gone. I am going to continue to keep an eye on that Selfridges though. All right, guys, so that takes care of it for today. Make sure that if you enjoy lots of beauty boxes, lots of beauty topics, reviews, try-ons and looks and tutorials, tips, vlogs, you name it, you'll want to stick around here and pop that subscribe. We will be bringing you some more unboxings here soon. If I have any that I do pick up, I'll definitely bring you an unboxing and share my thoughts and reviews, and check out some of the other amazing holiday boxes that I have reviewed so far. Like Allure holiday one was amazing. There was the Derm store that I mentioned before too. Some great picks that weren't necessarily advent calendars, but were still some great beauty deals if you're into it. You don't want to miss those. So hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if it was, and if there's any other topics you want me to check out. I'll try to look into it. So pop that subscribe, turn the notification bells to on so you don't miss more in the future, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.